Okay. There we go.
There you
We
go.
just wanna- All right, we're going to call the Tuesday, July 26, 2022 Larkspur Planning Commission to order. Do we have a roll call first?
Vice Chair Chalmers,
Present.
Commissioner Wagstaff,
Here.
Commissioner Tauber,
Here.
and for the record, Jeffrey Swisher and Daniel Kunstler are absent.
Okay, great. The first thing we do in these meetings is we see if there's any members of the public who would like to talk about anything that's not on the agenda. If you would like to speak, could you raise your hand?
I don't see any hands raised.
Okay. Could we have the planning director's report, please?
Thank you. Can you hear me okay? I can't see my
Yes.
person lighting up. Thanks. The Housing Element Steering Committee is going to be meeting on August 11th at 6 p.m. to continue discussing the housing element sites and the objective design and development standards for multifamily property. And the city is also going to be hosting a special focus group with residential tenants on August 24th from 6:30 to 8 p.m. And if you know any renters that might be interested in being in the focus group, please have them email me or email planning@cityoflarkspur.org and we'll get them an invitation. And we're also going to be releasing a survey in English and Spanish to gather input on the housing element or housing policies from, we're mailing out a postcard to all the residential tenants and spreading the word to people that work in town but may not be able to live in town. And then everyone else is welcome to take the survey too, including property owners. So look for that. And the environmental impact report for the updated general plan is in the hands of the city attorney right now. So we're hoping to be releasing that report soon for public review and comment. And then it'll be coming to you at a future hearing date. And that's concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you.
Elise,
Yes.
I sent a email a long time ago. I can't make that meeting of the housing.
Yes, I'll share that. We'll share the materials with you. I think the meeting's still on for that date.
I didn't
As of
hear
right now.
one way or the other. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, but we'll keep you posted. I'll keep you posted and make sure you receive whatever materials, and you could maybe send in comments if you have any time to do that before.
Okay, that'd be great. Thanks.
Okay, we have one public hearing item today. That's design review floor area ratio 21-12 or 355 Britannia Way. And if we could have the staff report, please.
Hello. So the subject site has an average slope of 13% and a total land area of 7,521 square feet. The site is located in the Greenbrae subdivision on the northern side of Britannia Way. Existing improvements on the site include a 2,285 square foot single-story residence. While staff is reviewing the existing improvements, we noted 2 accessory structures placed within the required westerly side yard setback, one being a storage closet and the other being a pool equipment shed. Code requires accessory structures in the R1 district to be at least 5 feet from the side lot line. The project plans propose to add an 847 square foot second floor master bedroom suite to the westerly side of the existing structure. The proposed addition would include a bedroom, bathroom, office, accessory spaces, and exterior uncovered balcony. The proposed balcony would be placed on the westerly side of the second floor addition and would extend 2 feet into the required 6-foot side yard setback and 4 feet from the side lot line. Code does permit uncovered balconies to extend up to 3 feet into the side yard setback so long as this balcony is at least 3 feet from the side lot line. As proposed, the project would increase the floor area of the residence from 2,285 square feet with a 30% FAR to 3,132 square feet with a 42% FAR, where 2,783 square feet and a 37% FAR are permitted. The finished exterior walls will match the existing stucco wall color, and new exterior finishes will include composite shingles, white aluminum clad windows and trim, and white aluminum gutters to match the existing. The proposed balcony would include clear stained Ipe wood, dark bronze railing with stainless steel cables, and shielded bronze light fixtures. Staff finds the proposed design to be compatible with the prevailing neighborhood, character, and scale. The proposed addition is integrated into the existing roof line, and the standard side-by-side configuration of lots, homes, and setbacks ensures that the addition would not significantly impact light, solar access, or prominent scenic views of the adjacent residences. The proposed design minimizes the perception of bulk by setting the second-story addition back from existing exterior walls. The proposed height is a modest 24 feet, and the size and placement of the addition combined with the exterior finishes present a reasonably attractive design. However, staff notes the proposed placement of the west-facing balcony could significantly impact privacy of current or future occupants of 345 Bertano Way. The proposed balcony would extend an allowable 4 feet from the side lot line, but would overlook the neighboring property's rear yard and windows. A site visit confirmed there is no vegetation to obscure the views from the proposed balcony. The relationship between the subject site and the neighboring residence at 345 Bertano Way can be seen on the aerial site map provided as attachment 1 on the staff report. With the exception of the balcony, staff finds the proposed addition to be consistent and compatible with the site and surrounding neighborhood, and recommends approval of the application subject to the removal or relocation of the proposed balcony. Additionally, staff has included a condition to require the correction of the non-permitted accessory structures in the westerly side yard setback. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. Are there any questions for the commissioners? Okay, seeing none. I will open it up for the public. Would the applicant like to present the project, or the applicant's architect?
Yes, this is James Malakowski, the owner. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Great. Yeah, I just wanted to first say just thank you for doing this. And obviously, we're very happy to be here already. Regarding the balcony component, we're happy to reconsider that and potentially move it. I would love some feedback if there's any on proposed locations that might be acceptable. If we moved it perhaps to the front of the house or in the back of the house, would that be acceptable?
So you're asking us if it would be acceptable?
Yeah, it basically is it worth us considering moving it to either the back, north side of the property, or perhaps on the front side ahead of the stairs off of the office in the front?
Perhaps after the commission all discusses it, you can.
Yeah, I think maybe you should present the rest of your project if you
Okay.
want to do that, and we can hear from other members of the public.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure thing. No, I don't think I had anything else necessarily to share other than, we've talked to all of our neighbors, the neighbors at 345. We've spoken to them several times live, and the feedback that we got was, yeah, we're excited. And I don't really care to sign anything. And that's sort of where we left it. We sort of felt like maybe we were bothering them a bit too much about this over time, but that's sort of where we left it with the neighbor. And like I said, we're happy to reconsider the location. I'd just like some feedback on where it would be acceptable. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Would anyone else like to speak from the public? You do raise your hand. I see Dave.
Can you hear me now?
Hmm?
Okay, good. So the situation with the deck is
Before you say this, could you just, are you a neighbor?
I'm the architect.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah, sorry. I'm Dave Jokum. Yeah, I guess I wasn't unmuted by the time I said that. The situation is such that the there are neighbors all around the back of this house. And we were looking for a place that, first off, that we get views from that side of the house. We have views of Mount Tam. To the back of the house, we actually have privacy issues with the house to the north. That house is above us and looking down on us. And from a distance where there actually is a privacy issue. We didn't see that there was specifically a privacy issue with this west position because that neighbor's patio area is, straight down below the deck. So it's not as if you have a clear view down there from a neighboring house to the north. You see the 08 AP number there, 30. It is looking directly at the back of the house, and even the neighbor over there at 40 has a view on the west side of our house. So this was really the area that we thought everybody's privacy was best taken care of. And it makes sense for the plan we've developed for the upper floor. And we didn't really see it as an issue. That the second story at 345 basically is, and the first floor actually, are bathroom windows that are not transparent. I mean, they're translucent. They're not transparent. They're frosted glass. There is one other window there, a smaller window, and I'm not sure because I've never been in the house. I don't know exactly what that is, but it's a ways away. So we never really thought that was an issue. We, in developing this design, we inset the entire addition off the first floor exterior walls to make it recede, and especially from the front of the house. It's a low pitch roof matching the existing. It's really about as inconspicuous as we could do in addition on the second story of this house. I mean, if this privacy issue is something that's really concerning, it's sure not seems to be concerning to the neighbor, because they've not even wanted to review our drawings, and they've been offered several times. There is a possibility, we've got this side yard that we could plant, some higher plantings there. We'd be willing to do that. There was a large tree on the neighbor side on 345 that was taken down in recent years that provided quite a bit of privacy, and now that tree is gone for whatever reason. But that would be another option that we'd consider. If you have any questions, I'd be glad to answer.
Yeah, Dave, this is Brock Wagstaff. One architect to another. I did a bunch of second story master bedroom decks, and actually ended up making them into living space because nobody ever used them. But I'm just wondering why it couldn't shift to the east, which sort of solves the looking down into the neighbors. There's a lot more separation over there, and you could get your French doors in on that side. Perhaps the view is not as nice. The master bedroom is gigantic. It's huge. You could, even pull that east wall back in a little bit, and probably still have plenty of room for the bed and furniture and various other things. But it sounded like the owner was willing to compromise on that. And if they really want a terrace, maybe that's a possibility.
Yeah, James, do you have a comment on that? Is he not?
Yeah,
at the moment? There you are.
sorry, I think I have to be allowed to speak. Yeah, no, I mean, that seems reasonable. Obviously, we like kind of the idea of the view and stuff, but for us, it's just about, you know, being able to open it up and get a little more outdoors and stuff going on now. From that other side, we have privacy problems going the other way. So I'd probably think hard about it, you know, because we'd have, you know, folks looking down that way, so to speak. From our side, the house to the north of us is much, much higher. In fact, it's almost a full story above ours, whereas the house south of us is maybe, I don't know, a few feet in elevation difference. But that's probably my only comment on that. But that's good feedback, and thank you.
I guess my other question is that it's a really, really big terrace. And, you know, if you were just going to put a couple chairs out there, does it need to be that big? And I think hold it back a little bit. You could still get chairs and sit out there.
Yeah, whatever seems reasonable, right? I mean, if shrinking the deck on the west side was a reasonable compromise, that's something I'm okay with. For us, it was just about getting that view, and then, you know, if we're going to do all this work, let's do as much as we can, kind of thing, you know.
And Brock, are you suggesting east-west shrink or north-south shrink?
Can you see the little arrows and things on this drawing? I was thinking of a deck on the, I guess it would be the east.
Right. Yeah, the east side. Yeah. Right.
But if not, if this deck were not quite as big and the roof kind of came by, it mitigates that, just the size of it. And it still gives you plenty of room. Looks like it's 8'6", or I can't read the number 8. Oh, it's 5 feet maybe. I can't tell from.
Yeah, the width of the deck is about 6 feet.
Yeah.
So that's what you're suggesting, the width of the deck rather than the length?
Well, if you know, I don't think it's from my point of view, if you could somehow pull it back just a little bit so the roof continues past, so that it you know, and then make it a little bit smaller. I can see why you might want it on that side. When I went up, I can see that the house is downhill and you're looking sort of straight out.
Right.
But this terrace looks like, you know, you could have a big party up there, and that might affect the neighbor.
Wow.
Yeah, no, that's reasonable feedback to shrink it where it is. I can live with that. You know, again, it was more about just having some additional space and being able to open the doors and, you know, feel like we got more room, kind of thing. But yeah, shrinking it down seems reasonable.
So if we shrunk it down to say 5 feet wide, clear, that would give room for, you know, chairs, and you could get by a chair, and then shrink it a bit north to south as well. Would
Yeah,
that be
just
something?
sort of the deck wraps it. I mean, the roof wraps the deck, so you get, you know, so it's sort of softened.
The roof line's continuous. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think what I'd prefer to do there, I have no problem with bringing it back to 5 feet and shrinking it north to south. I think what I'd probably do, though, just as an architectural look, is if we can look at that elevation, is to wrap it, but then return it.
Sure. If you returned it right, I don't know if you can see my arrow, but if you're coming from the right to that first support for the railing, if it was there,
Yeah,
pull it a little bit on the other side.
sure.
And I don't know how everybody else feels about this, but that's.
I was going to say, I don't think we need to, that this is the right place to solve this.
Well, we're sure amenable to it. I mean, I think they're good suggestions, and we'd be willing to look at this for sure.
Was there anybody else from the public who wanted to speak? I see there's one other person, Mike.
I see no hand raised.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna assume you don't. All right, then I guess I'll bring it back to the commission to discuss. Brock, since you already had some things to say, why don't we start with you?
Okay. So I was just trying to give them, they were asking, I was trying to give them a little feedback on what to me would be an acceptable solution. And I can see why you might want a deck to step out or sit. I think from what I can understand, they may have like 3 kids, and I can't imagine you're going to spend a lot of time on the deck, but maybe they will. So I think it would be nice to give them some idea where to take it from here. And that's my thought, is it could be left where it is if it just gets pulled back a little bit and pulled in. So it's a smaller deck if you came back to here and then pulled it back. But it, depends on what everybody else thinks. Otherwise, I think that just in general, I think the plan's nice. I think the house fits with that neighborhood, and I can find ways to approve it.
Thank you. Natasha?
Yeah, thank you. So I guess just starting with the deck then, I didn't feel that strongly about the deck. The neighbors clearly weren't complaining, and I don't know anyone who uses their upstairs deck. And the view is on that side. So when I went to look at the property, I could see there was, I don't know if they can see Mount Tam from there. But if they wanted to move it to the other side, that works. But I do really, really like Brock's idea of making it smaller. I think that actually would solve the problem from my perspective that the staff has raised. And if they can do that, I could approve this project with that as a condition, with the smaller dimensions on that side. That way, from what I'm hearing from the applicant, they want to preserve the view. They want to be able to open the windows. Didn't sound like they wanted to have a party out there. So a smaller deck probably could work. And that's the way I would move forward on that piece. Everything else, yeah, I can make the findings for the design review and the FAR.
Thank you. I guess my biggest concern with I think I could make the findings on the design review and the floor area ratio, but the deck. So the concerns that were raised by staff were really about privacy and overlooking the neighbor. And I don't think making the deck changes that. The privacy issue, it maybe makes it a little less close to the property line, but it's not into the side yard setback, but it still overlooks the neighbor's property. So that's my concern. And even if this particular neighbor isn't complaining, people in the future will have that issue. So I guess that's my biggest concern. This is a question, I guess, for staff. Could we approve this project with modifications to the deck as we've discussed here, making it smaller and bringing it back in and having that be sort of subject to the planners, or would it need to come back to the planning commission with a full sort of drawing, having it drawn out?
If you're clear, we can enforce that. That's not an issue.
Okay. Okay. I mean, I think that's kind of where I am.
So to ask a question, Kristen, when you say to be clear, do you mean we have to actually tell them what what to do with the deck, or are we leaving them to approve it with you, or come to something that will satisfy the staff? What do you mean by we have to be clear?
You need to be clear where we're trying to go with reducing the deck so staff can enforce your wishes.
How-
Otherwise, we
how
can't
wide
just
it is and how long
arbitrarily
it is.
decide. Yeah,
So you want dimensions? Is that what you're suggesting?
something that gives me a clear understanding what you have envisioned, so we can then make sure it's done in the building permit plans.
Got it. Okay.
So
Rock
Kristen,
cutting.
I could do that. If you go back to that, is my arrow show up to other people?
No,
Oh,
are you
great.
here?
No.
So the big window in the staircase, that one,
Yep.
if you come over to the first upright, that's where the hand is. If you brought the deck back there and pulled it back a foot or so, so the deck's 5 feet, I think it's fine. And I think when you're standing up at that house, it looks, the view is outward, not downward. So I think it would work for everybody, and particularly since the neighbors have not brought up any concerns.
Is that clear enough direction, Kristen?
Absolutely, a foot or so back and to that first support right there. So
Sort of equal on the, equally on either side of the door. Pretty much.
Okay.
So
Mhm.
centered kind of,
Yeah.
yeah, I could see
Okay.
that. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion. I would motion to approve design review 2212, 355 Bertano Way, Greenbrae, subject to the direction on the deck. And what else do we have?
There was a
Floor
storage shed and
ratio,
pole shed.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about that.
Exception.
you don't really have to, because we can just ask them to modify them to meet the setbacks. It appears they were installed without the city's supervision.
Okay,
Okay.
Okay.
so
Is
okay, is there a second for that motion?
Oh, I can second.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
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 So two conditions basically come with this motion.
So it needs, the accessory structures need to come into
Be
code,
corrected.
and
Mhm.
and the
Balcony moved.
yes, it needs to be made smaller.
It's made smaller. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
there is a 10-day appeal period if anybody wants to appeal this with city council. Okay,
Okay.
the next thing on the agenda is approval of the minutes from June 28th. Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
Yeah, I can make a motion to approve the minutes.
And I will second it.
Okay, everyone in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I think that was, the three of us said yes, aye, and no opposed. Okay, the next thing on here is election of officers. Do we want to table that since there are so few people here?
That's up
And-
to you all. But after next meeting, I think we will be down 2 members, right?
Oops, my internet is unstable. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm gonna go off video.
Laura, will we see you in on the first and second meeting of August, do you think?
I'm sorry, what was that? The first and second meeting of August, what?
Will you be attending both meetings?
I was not planning on it. I was told that the next meeting was my last meeting.
So maybe, I don't know, Elise, what do you think they should do? I put it on here because we're losing members and we need to make sure we have a chair.
Yeah, if you would like to elect them tonight, that would be great. The council will be interviewing candidates at their first August meeting, and then I'm told that they're going to try to schedule a special meeting after that to try to appoint someone. So hopefully we'll have someone on board in early August. But yeah, if you could do elections, I mean, it could wait. We have, so just, it could wait for 2 more meetings. It's not critical. Someone will serve as chair during the meeting.
I
Yeah.
think that the issue is Jeffrey is probably next in line to be vice chair.
Yeah.
He's
sure.
not here.
He's likely gonna ask you to pass.
Yeah, he might. That's why.
Yeah,
Well, that's what I'm thinking, that because, the 3 commissioners who will be carrying forward, 2 of you probably should be chair and vice chair, and only 2 of you are here.
Right.
So either we elect the 2 of you to be chair and vice chair. I feel like I shouldn't really be voting on this because I'm not going to be around to to participate. I feel like it should be at least people who will continue on the commission.
Can we put it off till next meeting, Kristen, or?
absolutely.
Or the next meeting where the 3 that are continuing are present, that would be fine.
That makes more sense to me.
Yeah.
Okay,
So too.
okay.
At least, do you know how many people they're interviewing again?
I think there are 2 new applicants are being interviewed. I don't think we have other applicants that haven't yet been interviewed, but I could be wrong. But there's definitely 2 that we've received that that'll be interviewed on the 3rd.
Can people still apply?
I think, yeah, I mean, I think so, but they haven't closed anything, I think, but they might have enough applications now to interview. I'm not sure that they'll, I was like, they might appoint one of the ones that they have now. Now they have several applicants.
Okay,
That's good.
that would be good.
Yeah. Okay, the next thing is we're skipping the election of officers. The next thing is the planning commissioners reports, if anybody has one.
You know, I wanted to introduce Jackie O'Neill. I'm sorry, Jackie, that I didn't introduce you to everyone at the beginning of the meeting. Sorry to interrupt, but Jackie's our new associate planner. She's a staff
Welcome.
member, so you will be seeing a lot more of her coming up.
Hi, everyone. Nice to meet
Just in
you.
time, too.
All right.
Yeah. I'm really happy to be here. Thanks,
Welcome.
Elise.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
I don't have any reports to do either of you, Brock or Natasha.
No.
Okay, then the last thing is to adjourn the meeting.
I move we
Any-
adjourn.
I can second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The meeting is adjourned.
All right, thanks, everybody.
Good night, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right. Thank you.